All right. Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome once again to another Wednesday night right here on the SPORTSKRIB. A lot of things to talk about this week, of course. Not a lot of upsets, but at least we had some good football. So let's start in talking about some subjects that we don't really talk about. But I see Dave is here. Dave, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm getting ready to head to Dublin tomorrow for a football game, and unfortunately, no Sue's Corner tonight.
Oh.
Although she did a great job last week, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, getting excited for the game.
All right. Okay. Oh, I see. Hey, we got a full house tonight here, man. All right. Demetrius, how are you doing this evening?
Hey guys, good to be here as always. Very excited.
Mr. Hayes.
Doing great, James.
So I saw the pictures you and the missus online. Was that her first Texas game?
Oh no, she went to a lot last year. We got every home game. She was there last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
she knows the words to Texas Fight and Eyes of Texas.
Okay.
In English y español.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. Well,
that's a prerequisite to become Mrs. Hayes, wasn't it?
Yeah, to learn the Eyes of Texas, not to speak English or Spanish. She already, she's bilingual. I'm not. I'm working on it.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, Demetrius, we got to have a talk here, man. We don't talk a lot. We don't talk a lot of baseball, but
yeah,
me and you had a talk a couple months ago. Tigers were flying high, and all the roses, bats flying, everything. What the hell happened, man?
Yeah, that's a good one. I usually have some nice, cool stat or some bullshit like that to explain it, but this one is different. This is a unprecedented type of collapse. I really want to tell you that I want to believe they're the team that played the first 4.5 months of the season. But these two incredibly unique things happen at once. The team that was the best team in the American League for 4.5 months, all of a sudden, are not. And their closest competitor rips off 16 of 18, right? So a 15.5 game lead, and you blink over 4 weeks where we play sloppy baseball. We got all-stars who just, some of it you probably suspected. You didn't expect Javi Baez to stay that. That just wasn't sustainable. The data told you Javi Baez was not who he played the first 3 months like, even though he went to the All-Star game. But you didn't expect Riley Green to hit 220 in the second half. Riley Green's a 2-time All-Star. You didn't expect Tommy Kahnle, who had a ERA under 2, 1.8, something like that, to all of a sudden be damn near 5 by August. There's just stuff you didn't think would happen. And while this is happening, you don't do much at the trade deadline. I believe Scott Harris's term was dance around the margins, which I didn't criticize him. I'm not going to be a hypocrite now and play Monday morning quarterback. At the time, they were the best team in the American League, playing really good baseball. It didn't seem to make sense to go do a bunch of things. So they didn't. They danced or played around the edges. My statement to you was always the same. We got Tarek Skubal. Playoff baseball is different. And as long as we got Tarek Skubal, I like our chances. Well, Tarek Skubal's not playing like Tarek Skubal right now. So the short answer is we've been doing everything wrong for 4 weeks. Cleveland's done everything right for 3.5, 4 weeks. And that's how, even right now, we're down 3-1. And it could get really ugly, right? When you play, baseball usually doesn't do this, right? If you play good for 4 months and you appear to be the best team in the American League, the data says it's real. And then all of a sudden, like I said, Javi was never sustainable. We didn't expect that. Tommy Kahnle was a surprise. Riley Green was a surprise. And for Tarek Skubal to not be playing like Tarek Skubal is a serious surprise. All those things happen, and Cleveland decides to play a historic 3 weeks of baseball, and poof, your 15.5 game lead's gone. I don't have any other cool explanations. It is uncharacteristic mistakes, loss of composure. We didn't do anything at the trade deadline. There's reasons, no excuses. The real answer is Cleveland just decided they were going to play really good baseball for the last 3 weeks. And if they keep it up, none of this matters. I'll keep watching the Lions again. It sucks. I'm going to be honest. It sucks, man. I really, really was excited about this team through late July. And it's a tough watch right now. So we'll see. There's still 5 games left. They're playing Cleveland. They have a degree of control of their destiny. They got to come back tonight. They got to win tomorrow and then do what they have to do in the last 3 games. But shouldn't have come down to this. So it's unfortunate. But yeah. Thanks for bringing it up, bro. Thought we were friends. we could have kept talking about Don Hayes and his wife going to Texas. We could have passed on baseball tonight.
Well, we have Bo, and Bo is getting ready to celebrate an historic event. Bo, you usually, like down the Mariners and say they're going to fall out of the sky, but this time, boy, what's going on? What's going on out there? You got Raleigh, and you guys are the first time since 2001, something like that.
So it's it's for winning the division. Yeah. This will be the first time since 2001. This will be the second postseason action since 2001. So that is awesome.
Yeah. But, Congratulations, I guess.
Well, what's crazy is they did exactly the opposite of what you guys did.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you guys, like I missed the beginning of it, but I imagine you talked about the crazy crash of losing a 15 game, lead.
Absolutely.
On the opposite end of that, in that same amount of time, we were 8 games out. Right. I mean, we were 6 or 7 games out of a wild card spot. So to be sitting in the second spot with a first round bye is wild. And a lot of that is obviously, Raleigh, hitting a bunch of home runs obviously is helpful, right?
Yeah, it does.
But the pitching staff started getting back in their groove, and what's crazy is they are, I think, 15-1 in their last 16 starts, that's wild. I mean, that's especially for the Mariners, because it's so rare for them to go on a heater. Especially when it matters, right? Usually I'm at this time of the year, I'm not conflicted about what sport I'm going to watch, right? It's like, it's almost October. It's Seahawk time. And now it's like, okay, we're actually going to play in October. I actually gave the league a solid, for them reaching out. I think it was like 3 years ago where they gave us our last regular season game in October so that we could be like, hey, it hasn't been that long since we played in October. Our final game was like
October baseball. Yes, sir.
But I'm excited to see some postseason play, especially because this time around, unlike 2001, we're not backing into it, right? 2001, we tie the record for the most wins, but we had the ability to break that record with 5 games to go, and we couldn't do it. And so when you go on a 5-game slide going into the playoffs, regardless of sport, it doesn't generally say, hey, we're going to win a bunch once we get there, right? So having this heater going into the playoffs is encouraging, especially for a team that has never gotten past the championship round. We're the only team in the league never to make a World Series. Now, there's 6 teams that haven't won one, but we're the only team that's never been. And so, obviously we have to win the first round still, but I mean, at least I feel like this team is set up to do something because we actually did something at the trade deadline, which is unheard of. We did something in free agency before the season, also kind of unheard of for the Mariners. So it is a different year. And, so I feel myself getting encouraged, which worries me.
Don, what happened with the Rangers and the Astros?
Oof.
Well, last I looked, I think the Astros were 1 game back, maybe 2 games back. It's been a while since I checked the standings, and then I think the Rangers were 3 or 4 games back. So, this year they've gone back and forth, but I think the Astros have been playing a little bit better baseball. They have a history of coming on strong at the end, so I got my fingers, my toes crossed that they can make something happen, get that first take over that number 1 position. Because I mean, they're striking distance, so we'll see.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll next week we'll be talking playoff baseball. So we'll see what happens.
Somebody's gonna be talking playoff baseball. I would be talking about Lions Browns.
All right, guys, let's talk a little college baseball on football here.
We're going deep.
Okay. And of course, we have talked a lot about Dabo and his embrace or non-embrace of the portal, but Dabo finds himself 1-3. Do you think that there's a chance that if this is a bad season, that Dabo might be joining Nick Saban? Dave, what do you think?
Well, I mean, if they stack on another loss or 2, he just might. Now I know that last week we were talking about that he was looking at adapting to the NIL and the transfer portal and all that, but he's going to have to do it quick because if he survives this season, certainly if they have another start like this next season and the roster isn't significantly improved, we might be seeing the last of them. And it's one of those things that you got to adapt. And whether you like the way the NCAA is going with the NIL and with the transfer portal or not, it doesn't matter. You got to adapt to it. Otherwise, you're not going to remain competitive.
Don, what do you think?
Well, Dabo, I mean, Clemson's a pretty good football team. They keep faltering at the end. They're going to be hurt this year, I think, by the resurgence of Florida State. So right now, they're not going to be a playoff team, not with 3 losses, not to the teams they lost to. So Dabo just needs to win out, and pray to God that he keeps his job. I like Dabo. He's kind of a little bit of a maverick, in the fact that whenever everyone's embracing the transfer portal and NIL, he's been kind of slow. Him and Mike Gundy have been that way, and look what's happened to them. So,
look where Mike is. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think they need to. If as things are right now, I think he has to win out to keep his job, or not get embarrassed. But he needs to. I'd say 7 games. He has to win 7 games to keep his job.
I just like the way you started that because you're like, all he has to do is just win out.
Go ahead, bro. Don't lose again.
Just win, baby. Just win, baby.
Go ahead, Bo. What do you think? Dabo's last year or what?
I mean, his soundbite was hilarious. Like, if they're tired of winning, they can ask me to leave. It's funny, though, because now that college football is professional sports, it absolutely is the what have you done for me lately? All the top programs that are spending a bunch of money, they're going to have no problem firing you. So he can make it through this year, right? But, like everybody said, if they're not better for next year, it could be a wrap. And honestly, if he gets embarrassed the rest of the way, probably a wrap anyway. Because that story of, if they're tired of winning, they can get rid of me. It's like, well, but if you're tired of winning,
they can get rid of you.
And we can get somebody else. So, it's college football like the NFL. The wins and losses are what it is. Whatever your history is, doesn't matter. We watched a coach of the year in the NFL get fired the next season. So, it's if you're not winning today, you've never won for us before.
What do you think there, Demetrius?
I wanted to say there's 57 million reasons Clemson wouldn't do it, but then Bo reminded me that's nothing. That's nothing to some of these programs. They don't care, right? And so I think the guys covered it. It is about the embarrassment, right? Like Bo's statement, if you're tired of winning, right? That's a really good point, because at some point it does become embarrassing, and boosters are ego-driven people. And like I said, my original thought was Gundy's buyout was, I don't know, 15 or 17. That was easy. That's nothing. That's a lot to us, but that's nothing to a school like that, even though I think Boone T Boone is no longer with us. That was nothing for them. He's a man. He's 58 or whatever. I'm a man. He took his check and he's gone. I feel like 57 million is a different number, but then that's Clemson. And they're set up though, where my true feeling is this. I think they understand that he was behind the curve on the transfer portal. And unless he's truly embarrassed, I mean, 7-8 losses, something crazy, they'll give him a chance because he can still recruit. Let's not act like he can't recruit. He just got left behind on the portal and getting all his collectives together to manage that piece. He's got to shift to a manager, a business manager, right? He can still recruit. Shift into business manager mode. He can still stick around. He's got some equity there, right?
Or actually better than that, hire one. That that's what a number of schools have been doing. They've been hiring them. So he doesn't have to change what he is. He just needs to have the ability to hire somebody in that role.
Yeah.
That's going to run with
him.
Exactly.
I think they're looking at easy 5 losses, though. I don't know about you guys talking about he's got to win out, but
They got
see.
South Carolina on the schedule, Louisville.
They're 1-3. The idea of them winning out feels kind of crazy.
One thing to consider as college football does move into this pro rank essentially is the NFL, as reported last season, had $780 million allotted to coaches that weren't coaching.
Right.
And you're going to see that at the college ranks. I mean, it's becoming NFL light is really what it is. And, whether you hate it because the tradition's gone, like everybody on this panel, or the random people that are out there that do like it, it is what it is, right? Like it's pro sports, and it's going to mirror the NFL very closely when it comes to, players moving around, egos, and of course, coaches getting fired with money still to be spent. And sadly, you're going to see that at the college ranks a lot.
Yeah, about a fourth of that money is going to Jimbo Fisher, I think.
Right?
Hey, you know what? I will go and coach badly for a year if you want to let me kill my liver on a yacht forever.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Bo, E60 here's the many lives of Lane Kiffin. What do you think? I don't know if you had a chance to watch it or not, but
I did.
Well, it hasn't aired yet, right? It's airing probably now.
Yeah,
literally is aired in the last couple hours.
right.
Oh, then absolutely not. I was on another show.
There you go. Yeah.
I was like, I was unaware.
But you are familiar with Lane, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, the title's very appropriate. What do you think?
Man, I'm interested to see it now.
Right.
I feel like I can't even accurately talk about it. I want to see. I want to see what this looks like. Ask me again next week because I'm curious.
All right. Okay. Don, what do you think? What do you think about Lane?
well, I haven't seen the documentary, but let me tell you this: I've never been a Lane Kiffin fan until the last 2 years. I found out he and Sark are good friends, and then I found out he takes his dog with him to the games and on the sidelines. And you know me, I love my dogs, so any guy that takes his hound with him to the games, and so I'm not against Lane. I'm not saying I love the guy, but I don't hate him. So I'm kind of neutral, but I was a little bit stronger on the dislike a couple years ago. He's kind of won me over a little bit. And the fact that he loves to troll the Aggies, the A&M. He loves that. So he'll grow on me like a fungus, I guess.
So if you're like me a little bit, you get invited to a party and you can't find me. It's because I'm playing with their pets. I got you.
Yeah. I'm already started a dog shop. I'm looking for puppies already. So
Nice.
Okay. Ranger too, huh?
you know it.
What do you think there, Dave?
Well, I mean, he's not one of the greatest all-time coaches. I have not seen the documentary. I probably won't watch it, but he's not a bad coach. I think I looked up a stat and he's like 7-8 with since 2020 against ranked teams, and so hey, he's keeping his team competitive. And so, I mean, I think he's a good coach. He kind of bounced around a bit, but okay, he's a good coach. But I'm not going to put him up there with as one of the all-time greats. So wish him the best.
Should have never left Tennessee.
Yeah, probably you're probably right there. He probably is saying the same thing. Demetrius, your thoughts on Lane?
Yeah, I don't like Lane. The documentary is going to be good, though. No, I'm just kidding. I've never liked him. I think he's a squirrely weasel snitch. At Tennessee, he snitched on other coaches. He broke rules at USC. I think it's going to be interesting. His Raiders time, his snitching on I think it was just Urban, but he sits on a number of SEC coaches, if I'm not mistaken, when he was at Tennessee, and his USC time, whether he was involved in the violations or Pete Carroll protecting him, whatever the case may be. The documentary should be interesting. Like, I don't like him. Like I said, I think squirrely, weasel, snake, snitch, some combination of those words.
Tell us how you really feel.
I like that that's how you're describing him, because the first image that comes up.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I said. I think that's exactly what I said. Right? I've always thought that of him, and I think that there's a whole idea that, like, if I ran into him at the airport, I would check for my wallet. Where's my shit? I gotta make sure. I
wanted to see what the. I was like, oh, let me Google what the documentary is, right, to see kind of like highlights. You know what it doesn't tell you is anything about it.
Right. I think about if they go deep and really cover stuff, if they do what that Dallas Cowboys documentary did, which was told everything, it'll be good, because he's
60 can get raw now. It doesn't, they don't always, play by the rules, I guess.
Yeah, I just think if it's not a puff piece about Lane, if it is, I'll be disappointed, because there's some meat on that bone. If they want to get serious and do a real documentary and talk, he's done some shady stuff. He's a little weasel snitch, and it might be entertaining to hear more about it.
Meat on the bone, it's still the whole cow, man.
Yeah, you're right. We got plenty of time.
Don, Vandy starts out 4-0. What's up, man?
Hey, Vandy is well coached. I mean, that, last year they kind of surprised some people. This year they're not surprising people, so they're playing a little bit harder. I mean, there's film out on Diego Parva now, but he keeps producing. I think Eli Stowers will be in the NFL as a tight end. They're playing decent defense. Of all the teams on the Texas schedule, outside Georgia, they scare me the most.
Yeah.
I'm not real scared about Oklahoma. I'm not real worried about Florida too much. Mississippi State, no. But Vanderbilt scares the shit out of me right now.
Yeah.
They're good.
They look impressive.
And not only they well coached, you know what your SAT has to be to get into Vanderbilt?
Exactly. There ain't no dummies over there.
They're smart. They're smart. So yeah.
I know. What is it? A 3-2?
I don't know. I'm going to say you got to be at least in the top 20 of your class, top 20%.
Oh yeah. They're going to be fun to watch because they got some tough games coming up. I mean, they're putting up insane numbers on people right now. I think they won all 4 games by 20. They put a 70 burger on somebody. And
what's poppin', homies? It's your man today.
I don't know what that is. I feel like it's Mr. Scott, but I'm not going to blame him.
It's always Mr. Scott. What are we talking about?
So, yeah, well, but going down to South Carolina, who was ranked pretty well, and drubbing them, they beat them like 31-7. So they're doing some unprecedented stuff. I think they have LSU on the schedule, Alabama's on the schedule, Missouri and Texas. They've got games coming up where we can see if they're real. But I think that no matter what happens in those games, they're gonna be a fun watch. If nothing else, I'm gonna check the calendar, see what time their games start, because that, if nothing else, that's popcorn and a nice pop or two to watch them. And by pop, I mean beer.
Dave, what do you think here?
Yeah, well, I think they're going to go to 5-0. They got to play Utah State, but then that's the games that Demetrius just mentioned. That's where you're going to see how good of a team they are. And the first one out of that row, I think, is Alabama. So hey, and let's see if they can beat Alabama. And I think Alabama's 17. I think they're ranked 18. We're going to soon find out if they're for real. And Alabama, they can't afford to lose.
Alabama, I think that they'll be 6-0, but that's just Mr. Scott. How you doing this evening?
You're still muted, man.
Yeah, you're still muted, bro.
Trying to unmute him here.
Can't hear you, Anthony.
Can't hear you.
I mean, it's still the best thing he said on the show, but
it's good stuff. We can't hear you though. You can tell it's good. He's probably talking about.
You're muted on your end. You're muted yourself.
There you go.
There you are.
Well, okay. Let me start over here. I just tuned in. I want to hear about the failure of the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to hear about the great Sam Darnold, how that's going in Seattle. I don't see Bo turning cartwheels quite yet. And then I want to hear from the 2 Pittsburgh guys about, I want to see how they're covering up, because maybe my Vikings go to Ireland and they're going to play Pittsburgh Sunday morning, 8:30 before I go to church in the morning. I'll be able to see
Dave will be there.
Oh,
Dave's going to Ireland. He's leaving tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got like an hour. I got a hard stop in an hour for me. At 10:30, I got to check out.
Yeah, what a great experience, man. Great.
When Irish eyes are smiling.
Now that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing.
Yeah. So, Mr. Scott, what do you think about Vanderbilt now starting out 4-0?
Well, like I say, I usually tune in because I'm not much of a college guy, because I thought Illinois was going to beat Indiana. And so I was crushed. And so I'm not much of a.
We're going to talk about that game, too. You did miss us talking about the baseball, but we are going to talk about that Indiana game. Bo, what's your thoughts here? Indy starting out 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm definitely interested in that Alabama game because that's a huge game for them also. But Bama's beatable. So
of course they are, yeah. I think that's why Reggie's not here.
No, I'm like that one's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, no, I don't think they pull it off. I think Bama, because it's a must-win for them, I think is going to come ready to rock. But
I'm taking Vandy in the points. I'm sorry. Especially if it's anything like 7.5. So it's like, I mean, Bama might win, but Bama hasn't really impressed me that much. Bo, what's going on out there in the West with the Big 18 West? Oregon still seems like they're going to be the team to beat. You got a lot of things going. UCLA, are they playing football or what the hell are they playing? Who the hell knows? I mean,
I
what's
mean, they
going
already
on?
fired their coach, so no, right? Yeah, so their coach gets fired. Oregon, Oregon, you knew was going to be good. They had a lot of their team coming back. You know, it's not like they lost a ton to the league last year. So this year they were kind of set up to continue to be good. The game I'm looking forward to this weekend is my Huskies taking on Ohio State. I think that's going to be a fun one to watch. My Huskies are 3-0. They beat up on nobody, so let's not get crazy, right? It was like Colorado State, UC Davis, which you better win that game. And then, they beat Wazoo, but they don't have a good squad. So, I mean, they haven't played anyone yet. And then they're going to turn around and play Ohio State. I think they lose that game. But, the offense for Washington looks good. The defense, I think, is where the liability is. And so they probably won't be able to keep pace with Ohio State, but it'll be like it'll be one of those like 45-35 kind of games. Because Washington's going to score, right? Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to. But yeah, Oregon was set up to be solid again this year. Next year might be a little interesting as they start losing players.
Okay. Mr. Scott, you mentioned the game, so tell me what happened. Indiana, they romped over unbeaten Illinois. What happened?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, they just tore my board up. I mean, it's confetti, because I just had no idea that was going to happen. And actually, the Big Ten is going to be very interesting this year. It's going to, are the Gophers any good? I don't think so. The coach with his row the boat philosophy. But the thing is, I think this year they really have to play I think they play Ohio State. I don't know if they play Michigan, but they've ducked all those teams all these years. They don't play any of those. They get cupcakes for the first 3-4 games, and that's what gets them to some bowl game that's usually in Detroit. And this is not a slap on anybody. It's not.
I mean, it sounded like it.
It's not a slap on it.
You don't want them going to the Little Caesars Bowl? Is that what you're telling me? You don't go to the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl?
I'm just kind of watching the Big Ten this year. I'm very interested because it's so big now. It's so many teams in it. You got your
18.
West Coast teams. You got your East Coast teams. You got some of the and so you don't play everybody. You get a lot of cupcakes at the beginning, so it's really hard to tell what's really going on with it. So that's why I don't bet much of this.
To be good. Hey, don't bet about PJ Fleck. PJ Fleck's a really good football coach. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about him. Minnesota's coach is good. I like PJ.
He's a good motivator. He's a great motivator. Yeah, and he develops a lot of good running backs. There's a lot of guys that have gone to the NFL from his teams.
He's a good coach.
So
he might move on. As far as the game, by the way, if you don't mind me jumping in, James,
go ahead.
Here's the analogy. If you saw like a 6-year-old walking down the street and then 8 grown-ass men jumped out of an alley and beat the shit out of them, that's what it was. That game was quick, fast, and hard.
Yeah.
It was 35-10 at halftime, and then Indiana really got going. Right? I think they had 2 dudes, almost 3 of them, clipped 100. Well, Kalen Black might not have got to 100, but they ran 3 different dudes. At one point, Roman Hemby came in and got him a chunk. I know for sure Kobe Martin got over 100. And then that was all great, but the quarterback decides to have 1 incompletion or some shit like that and 5 touchdowns. It was criminal what happened. That wasn't a hard watch for me because I'm not a fan of Illinois, University of Illinois. So, but I just couldn't what is happening here? It was odd, but it was really like what we used to call somebody getting jumped. We're all old enough. Somebody getting jumped. They jumped a small baby.
But I actually thought they were going to do better. I actually thought that they were going to be in that. And then, like you say, it was just right away. George Foreman just jumped on Kenny Norton, and that was the end of it. And that's pretty much what happened.
Yep. It was over really quick.
Yeah, you guys were talking about Bama a little while ago, and Vandy. Well, what about this week? Is this a must-win for Alabama? They're playing Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it? What's up there, Bo?
I mean, I feel like as soon as you lose a game or two, they're all must wins if you actually want to get where you're trying to go. It's because not only do you have the record that matters, but voting is still an element of this thing, right? So, I mean, unless you're a conference champion, you got to deal with some voters to be on that back end. So, yeah, you got to win. And, but, at least there's enough of them that I don't feel bad for you anymore, right? We don't have the undefeated, somebody getting hosed, not getting in. Win and get in. Even if you didn't get in, win some more.
Exactly, win some more. That's it.
Yeah. What do you think, Mrs. Scott? Bama's not, beating the brakes off anybody. They look kind of vulnerable. They're going to have to play to get in. What do you think? They got a pretty good murderer's row coming up too. They got Georgia this week? Is it Vandy next week or the week after?
He's muted again.
The sniggling and all this because they haven't seemed to be the Bama of old. And that's the thing. I mean, they've always had like top draft choices. I mean, there are so many people in the NFL from Bama that were number 1, 2 draft choices. One year they drafted all their receivers number 1, but this is just not. To me, this is just not the Bama of old, and they are vulnerable, as others have stated. This is the way the whole bit. Now that the gambling is in, see, nobody can really pick this stuff. See, this is what Vegas and the masterminds really know. I mean, when we get to the NFL, I'll get a little bit information on that. But there is no real juggernauts to get beat. And so it's going to be interesting. It's the kind of thing I like. I like upsets. I like underdogs. I don't like favorites.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Dave? We were talking about Bama. We were talking about Clemson having to win out. What about Bama?
Well, I mean, yeah, they got to win. I mean, because then their game after that is this hot Vanderbilt team that we were talking about, and they got some other people that they got to play. I think Missouri. I forget who all is on their schedule, but they got some other tough games. So they're at the point, and the way it is, if you have one loss, well, I think after that, then every game becomes a must-win game after you have one loss. And that's just the way it is because I forget. I think it was somebody mentioned the voters, and how else are you going to get in unless you win the conference championship? So to me, absolutely, it's a must-win game. I just wanted to mention one other game coming up. It wasn't on the agenda, but it's the Penn State-Oregon game. And Oregon is coming off they're hot. They played last week. Penn State had a bye on their week. So, and they're having to travel to Oregon. So that's going to be interesting to see if Penn State made a mistake by not having a game scheduled before they played Oregon, because that's going to make or break Penn State's schedule.
Yeah, it's a big game. That's a big game.
Okay. Demetrius, what do you think?
We talking still Bama?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see a scenario where a 2-loss SEC team can somehow still get in, depending on who they lost to. But that league is kind of stacked. LSU is not bad. There's a team that Don Hayes roots for that's pretty damn good. We just talked about Vandy, Georgia. That league is stacked. Finishing with 2 losses, if you're somehow second, third, fourth in the league, you might can still get in. I don't know that you get 2 losses and you're not 6th in that league, because there's some really good football teams in that league. So I would say it's as close to a must win as there could be. Is there some, they lose this week to Georgia and then win out? They probably get in on the strength of who their losses were to and how they played. If you get housed by Georgia, then you don't have any more wiggle room. You got to win out. You got to win some big games, and you might have to pray for some other teams to slip. There's too many teams at the top. That thing's top heavy. You're sitting there with 2 losses. You're now starting to ask other teams to lose to help you out. That's really what it becomes, and that sucks, right? So
they still have 8 teams that are undefeated.
Exactly.
We're only 3 or 4 games in, but
right. That's a lot of teams. They got to pick up 2 losses, right? And it's just so stacked up there. Some of those teams aren't going to get 1 loss. A couple of those teams might not get 1 loss. Getting 2 of them is going to be really difficult. So it probably is, at the end of the day, a must win. They probably got to win out. I don't know how a 2-loss team in that league somehow squeaks in, even if they do get in 4 teams, 5 teams. I don't know. 2 losses, you're probably in 6th place in that league. So,
What do you think, Don?
Well, it's hard to argue that point. I know they were saying that it's very possible to have a national champion with 2 losses, like we had. What year was it? When was it LSU that had 2 losses? Yeah. I mean, it could happen. I mean, but yeah, it is very competitive. I mean, like I said, LSU's looking good. Georgia's Georgia. Alabama is kind of hitting some oil spots on the road, I guess. They're kind of step aside. Yeah, it's a dog eat dog world with them.
Yeah,
the SEC. I think the only conference that would come close, I guess, would be the Big Ten.
Right.
Because you got Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, and you got those 3. But
Oregon and USC are now in the Big Ten.
Yeah, Oregon, yeah.
And those are 2 good programs as well.
Yeah.
When I talk about the Big Ten, my
You mean
mind
the real
goes
Big Ten.
straight to the Great Lakes.
Yeah. The real Big Ten.
Don, give us a recap. Seems like Archie got his groove back. We were talking about him the week before. I saw some pictures of you and the missus at the game. Give us a quick recap.
So they played Sam Houston State Bearcats. We just happened to be in school, but my parents went to. That's where they met, fell in love, and got married. Dad played football for Sam Houston State back in the day. Sam Houston State, they're not very good. Their defense is terrible. Their offense can't move the ball. But it was more about Archie executing.
Yeah.
UTEP is terrible too, but against UTEP, he was throwing balls into the feet or overthrowing. He just wasn't confident. They still beat UTEP, but I mean, against the Sam Houston State, he was hitting deep balls. He was hitting mid balls, short things. He was scrambling, making good runs, and making good decisions. He was 18 to 21, so that's pretty damn good.
Taunting players and carrying on.
Well, I don't know if I saw the interview. They asked him about that. He said he said he wasn't meant to be personal. He just he was getting rid of a lot of frustration. He said his mom talked to me after the game and said, "Don't ever do that again." He said, "Yes, ma'am." So we all do stupid stuff we regret, and I'm sure I don't think that's going to happen again, unless it's just A&M or maybe Oklahoma. But
well, we'll see. All right, guys, let's talk about the NFL Week 3. It's a real shame that Bill isn't here. I tailored this first question to Bill. We all know about Bill and his Hall of Pettiness. So what did you guys think about Baker's remarks after the game? Referring to the fact, he cut me. I mean, how many years ago was it? Talking about carrying a grudge. Bo, what do you think here?
I mean, Baker was being Baker. Like that's on brand for him all the time. And it's not like he brought it up. Like they took the question to him, so of course he's going to answer. Like if you just set up the ball on a tee for him, like he's going to swing. So for him to respond with some pettiness, of course, right? Because he's still mad about everything that's happened since he's got in the league. And college. Yeah, exactly. If somebody looked at him funny when he was 8, he'd be like, what the hell with that guy?
Look, yeah, we know what this is. Like this ain't rocket. I'm sorry to jump in again.
No, you're right.
The only person I've met in person on this call is Don Hayes. And Don Hayes is not a short man. I don't know, 5'10", 5'11". I don't know how tall you are.
6'2".
6'2", something like that, right? I don't remember. It was like 3 years ago. But I don't recall thinking that Don Hayes is short. That's what I know. Yeah. That's all this is, guys. Short dudes have a tough. I don't know if y'all are short. No disrespect. Short dude. I'm 6'4". Short dudes. I'm
5'3".
You're 5'3".
Oh yeah. Damn. Okay. Talk about
okay. All right. No disrespect.
That counts as short, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short dudes live a different kind of life, guys. They live a different kind of life. People say shit to them that they don't say to me.
What are we talking to, Billy Barty?
People they deal with a different. They have to deal with a different set of things in life that I have never dealt with. I was 5'3" out of the womb, probably. I don't remember, but maybe. But I think this is Baker for sure. Baker has been a short man his whole life. He has walked around with a backpack filled with short dude pettiness on his back everywhere he's ever gone. That's all.
Yes. And I was always short when I grew up. So guess who got in a lot of fights? Yeah, this dude right here.
And I meant no disrespect by it. I'm just saying that's what it is. He sucked in Carolina, and Steve Wilkes was right to cut him. Plus, I think Steve Wilkes had the first pick and knew he was drafting a quarterback. I don't know what Baker expected Steve Wilkes to do. Keep him, trade the number 1 pick, don't draft a quarterback. Where does this? I have to assume it's got something to do with his height. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Sorry.
Hey, I can tell you, I had that short guy complex. Go ahead, Don.
I'm going to throw in a little thing about Baker you may not realize. He went to high school at Lake Travis outside of Austin, Texas. Lake Travis is a powerhouse. I think back when he was in school and the years before, years after, I think they won 4 or 5 state championships. Each quarterback they went to played in college. Charlie Brewer, he was at Baylor. Got Hudson Card, went to Texas, now is at Purdue, or was at Purdue. I don't know if he's still Purdue anymore. But they had a string of good quarterbacks, and they were all recruited by major D1 programs. Baker Mayfield comes in, he wins state, just like the other guys. He doesn't get recruited.
Wow.
He walks on at Texas Tech. He's a walk-on, and by I think the second or third game, he's starting at Texas Tech. And Texas Tech had a guy named Davis Webb that showed up. He actually played, I think he played, and then of course some guy named Mahomes came in.
Yep.
So he transferred to Oklahoma and won the Heisman. So that goes back to high school because he wasn't being recruited because he was short. He's 5'10", 5'11".
Did he play other sports? Did he play other sports in high school? Do you know, baseball or basketball?
He might have been a baseball player. I know Manziel
was
a baseball
I think
player.
he played baseball.
This is all rooted in that. So
he wasn't the center of the basketball team, that's for sure.
No. But that chip's been on for a while. He, like I said, he won state. He put great numbers. He played in the backyard of the University of Texas, and they didn't even give him a look. And so he hates UT.
Wow.
Don't even start on UT. He hates UT. So, yeah. So I'm just saying that's where the source of some of that frustration comes from.
Hey.
No, that's why I said, like, somebody looked at him funny when he was 8, and he's still like, the hell with that guy.
I still remember that guy's name.
So let me say this. I know I don't want to monopolize the time, but the quarterback coach at Lake Travis, y'all remember that big fat guy that used to coach at Kansas, Mangino?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mangino's son was the quarterback coach at Lake Travis. and that guy had actually coached in some college too. So they're getting great coaching at that program.
Okay. Bo, the Chargers edged the Broncos 23-20 for 3-0 start. What's your thoughts here about that AFC West?
Tough division. I like what the Chargers are doing. Obviously, you see the Broncos are still, trying to take that step forward. Their play's been a little inconsistent, but and then of course the Raiders are interesting, right? Which is something they haven't been for a little while. So like the Raiders are going to come out and beat some teams that they shouldn't, and they're going to lose some teams that shouldn't. So I think the biggest question there is, what does KC look like when they finally start getting some of their players back? When Rice is able to come back, when Worthy is healthy. Although I think Worthy, is he able to play this week?
Yeah,
this might be his first week back. And then Kelsey's, even though he's lost the weight, doesn't look like he's regained that step that he lost. So he's playing more like a tight end 2 at the moment. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of questions with this KC team, but you can't really count them out, right? I mean, over the last 5 years, they've shown us that they can persevere as the season goes on. So that being said, the Chargers sure look like they can win this division. I mean, they've played everybody tough.
Yeah, and they're 2-0 in the division. So let's see.
Yeah, well, why can't I hear anything about Sam Darnold? Why can't I hear?
Hold on.
The reason they don't really want to get down to the grass. They want to duck everything and run and hide.
Mr. Scott,
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Yes, thank you. Because when you get the sports crib, then you can talk about Sam Darnold. But right now,
well, he's not on my team anymore. He's on his team. That's why I'm trying to get the perspective.
Well, we haven't even talked about the Seahawks yet.
That's fine.
Just one thing I wanted to mention for Bo on the topic. But with the Chargers, it was a real shame that Najee Harris went down with the Achilles heel, non-contact.
Yep.
He didn't miss a game with the Steelers, played all that time. Yeah. And then he didn't even take a hit, and then that Achilles pop, which was really sad. But it looks like that Omarion Hampton might be the real deal. So
he's looked good. It was too bad for Harris. Honestly, it's disappointing. Like, there has to be something going on in training, whether it's the lack of stretching, because you don't really see pro teams doing that anymore before games, stuff like that. Is talk about a lot of Achilles injuries over the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. Yeah. Like it's been crazy. When you would see ACLs and stuff, you're like, okay, like non-contact, it was a plant, you twisted, pop, happens. But these are Achilles that were really rare, right? And now we're seeing them,
more and more.
Half a dozen guys a year at a minimum.
And he always played on grass.
It's super. And obviously playing surface has some to deal with it, but I mean, at the same time, these surfaces been around a long time, and we're seeing this injury increase. So as far as the field turf, right? Like it's not like that's a new thing. So, but the injury is becoming more common. So it's
one thing we're seeing is less and less play of preseason.
Yes,
people sit out and don't even play at all a game, and so. Boy, I think that's a risky situation. Especially, I can understand the other side. They're big name, got a lot of money on these guys. They got big paychecks. They want to keep them healthy, but they have to be ready to play. So that's real interesting.
I agree.
Don, the Eagles, they're also off to a 3-0 start with their defense blocking 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, field goal attempts, that is. But Saquon was held to only 46 yards on 18 attempts. Don, any cause for concern for the Eagles? I mean, excuse me.
Don. Let me tell you this: when your stud running back is held to those kind of numbers and you still win, you're a good football team. I'm just throwing that out there. When you're blocking field goal, because there's three facets: there's offense, defense, special teams. You win two of those three, you're going to win. So Saquon Barkley's going to be. He's going to rush for about 1,800 yards this year, barring injury. So I'm not worried about that. But the Eagles are, they're the real deal. I'm not concerned. Everyone has a bad game. I remember Earl Campbell had a bad game or two. I mean, it happens. Happens.
Okay. All right. Dave, how surprised are you to find that Danny Dimes has the Colts at 3-0?
Well, I wasn't expecting much from Danny Jones, but I mean, it seems like Indianapolis has been a good home for him. He's not turning the ball over, and plus they're in a division where it's not that great of a division. I thought that the Texans were going to be stronger, and so right now Indiana's they're looking good, and they're in a division that is not. Right now doesn't look super tough. So it's looking good for Indiana.
Can I throw a fun stat in there, though?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Their three opponents are 0-9. So let's not get crazy here.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to go. They got to go to the
mark this
Rams.
down.
They got to go to the Chargers. They got to go to Pittsburgh and Kansas City. They've got. We'll know who they are when this all shakes out. We'll know who they are.
What we're watching at from the jump here is they beat up on Miami, right? And then the Panthers, and then what was their other game? It was
They just
Denver, I
had to
think, right?
No.
Or was it the Titans?
The Titans.
They had to get right. They had 3 get right.
Tennessee.
So I mean,
They had
like,
3 get right games.
let's not pretend like these are juggernauts that they played against. But I will agree with you that this is by far his best situation.
Yeah. Bo, are you leaving at 7?
I am.
Okay. Then let's put Mr. Scott out of his misery because the Seahawks they romped their game, but you also had the 49ers lose Bosa for the season. Arizona loses Connors. So Bo, talk to us about that NFC West. Put Mr. Scott out of his misery. Tell me
And
about
make sure you mention Sam Darnold.
Yes, please.
Good
Please.
guy.
I feel like I got to do just the one word answer. Like, he's doing all right. Like, no, it's actually he's played pretty decent. That offensive line is still trying to figure out their pieces, right? So our 2 tackles have been here for a couple of years. Everything internally was either a draft pick or some new people, and so they're still trying to make that gel. Obviously, week 1 against the Niners, they kind of melted down in the fourth quarter to lose that game. But the next 2 weeks, they beat the Steelers going away, right? They absolutely crushed the Saints. And not that that's saying anything, that's going to be the worst team in the league. But I mean, like, the Steelers, you thought was going to give them something, right? So no, like, I'm pretty happy with the progress that this offense is taking. The offensive line is getting a little more chemistry there, where you're starting to see our running game kind of come to life, right? But no, I mean, as it sits, Darnold has looked decent. I didn't think he would be replicating what he did with the Vikings, right? But I didn't think he was going to be bad either, right? So it's kind of about where I thought he would be. I'm more of a realist when I'm a fan of my team. So I look at our team as a 10-win team. And that's because we play both South divisions, which that says, hey, you're going to win some games. So, I think this is about the trajectory that I thought Darnold would have. And kudos to your Vikings. You guys got better now that Wentz is going to start.
Well, that's interesting. Well, we'll get to that. But I think the factor, though, in this thing is Kevin O'Connell. I mean, when you look at Kevin O'Connell, what he did with Darnold, when he had the Rocket Man come in, when he got everybody was hurt, and he came in with 1 or 2 practices, and he wins the game. He wins the game.
Let's not pretend like Wentz has sucked, though, because, I mean, outside of his time with Washington, which nobody was going to win there, like his other full-time job before that was with the Colts, where he balled out. They decided not to keep him there, but, I mean, he had a great season with them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his knock has never been his ability to throw the ball. It's, can he stay healthy, and is he a locker room cancer? Those are always the question.
Right.
Yeah, Bo, I wanted to ask you, do you think these teams are going to overtake San Francisco? Are they going to be able to overcome the injuries that they had, or are these other teams going to overtake the 49ers?
The Niners lucked into some wins, right? So week 1 against the Seahawks hurt themselves more than San Fran won that game. When you look at their win against Arizona the other night, Arizona dominated that game. They just couldn't put it through the uprights and score. Right? I mean, like they just couldn't put points on the board. But statistically, like the Niners didn't really do anything. They really didn't. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? 2 weeks from now, how you won makes no difference. You could absolutely smack somebody. You could win by 1 point and have been dominated in every way. But, at the end of the day, you're just collecting dubs, and that's all that matters. But with the amount of injuries this team has, right? Purdy is still down. He's still week to week. Mac Jones is your guy moving forward. Kittle is done for the year, right? And, there's so many people injured. That's going to catch up with the Niners. The Niners are going to start losing some games because you can only lose so many players before the L's start filling in.
You want to give us your final thoughts before you leave us, Mo?
Yeah. So final thought is on the WNBA. This is about to be a very interesting offseason. So keep an eye on it. So that's the final thought, because there's a lot happening with the W.
All right, Bo. Hey, thanks for joining us. We always
Take care, Bo.
Always fun.
All right. Let's see. Got to talk about Chicago. But Don, what happened? Jerry's guys got embarrassed. I mean, they lost CD. He'll probably be out 2 to 4 weeks. Defense gave up 4 passing touchdowns. Don, what's up here?
Don's taking a break.
Texas is
Good to come back to Don. Don's taking a
I'll
break.
jump in on this if I can, real quick. I mean, Chicago. I mean, the fingernail man. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Mr. Scott, because I'm going to talk about Chicago next. Right now, I'm talking about Dallas. So I'll let you talk about the fingernail man next.
There he is. Don's ready now.
Go ahead, Don.
Cowboys. Go.
Oh shit, Cowboys. Oh. Well, I learned one thing. Maybe black fingernails are working for Chicago.
What I just said.
Fingernail man.
When I did my picks, I said, "Oh, this is an easy pick," because Caleb Williams isn't having a good year. Dallas is better than Chicago. Well,
Killed my boy too.
There might be some job changes in Dallas if this keeps up. Just saying.
All of us picked that wrong.
Yeah.
So my thing is this a trend or is this just an anomaly? I don't know, because Chicago's not that damn good. So that tells me either Dallas just had a hiccup, or maybe Dallas isn't that good either. We'll find out as the season progresses. We'll find out.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, Mr. Scott, you can talk about the guy with the black fingernails. He got free hot dogs for the city of Chicago, throwing 4 touchdowns against the mighty Cowboys.
What I just want to say about the fingernail man, that guy's got a great arm on him. I mean, I watched some of that game, and he made some throws, man, that were...
He did.
I'm telling you, man, them throws were like a bullet right to the guy. And I mean, and then he's mobile too. It looks like he's getting used to playing. the fingernails is something that, I mean, well, what can I say about that? It's a new world we live in. So, you know what I mean? It's, everybody's so got to be, what, I don't know what they call it, but you got to be, something for everybody, think you're this, you say you're that, you look like this, you've been born like this. So, I mean, it's all this kind of stuff that's going on now. So I don't want to get too deep in it, but like I say, he threw some balls, I'm telling you, in that game that were lasers. And so we'll see what the Bears do. This division is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very, very interesting because Detroit, all of a sudden, now they look like they've righted the ship. I thought they were done because they got rid of the defensive guy. And so somehow they're rallying. Goff is better than I thought he was. I'll give you that. He's better.
Thank you.
So we'll see. We shall see in this division. Wentz, boy, I just can't I can't get.
I'm gonna let you talk about them because Wentz threw 2 touchdowns and Mason ran for 2.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about your Vikings there, Mr. Scott?
I'll feel real good if they win Sunday. I'll feel good if they get with one of their nemesis who's been in Green Bay all these years. And he seems fairly rejuvenated. And I really want to hear from these 2 people on the left, about what they think about that Aaron Rodgers, because they mocked and ridiculed the man.
And he's still ayahuasca.
He was terrible. Now all of a sudden, gave him nicknames, ayahuasca. Now all of a sudden, it looks like everything's great now. Everything's back to normal.
He's ayahuasca, the same ayahuasca he was with the Jets. I'm gonna let Dave talk about that because Dave has a much more positive.
Just let me make a real quick one. I just don't think that the marriage of ayahuasca, Tomlin, it reminds me in the old days of pro wrestling when Vern Gagne was the greatest, just clean wrestler, and then he tags up with Maurice Mad Dog Vachon. Oh, the nasty bite you, got your eyes, and so who do you root for? Who do you root for? I just don't know how this tag team is going to work.
Well, I'm going to ask Dave because me and Dave both have pro on our plate because we both picked against the Steelers last week. There was a lot of, even though we didn't win that game, the defense had five turnovers, Dave, and we only scored 21 points. And one of those is on special teams. So, Dave, how impressed are you with this victory over the Patriots?
Well, I mean, they won. That was the most important thing.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, Dave.
Yeah, so I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good was how they started the game and how they finished it. They started it with a takeaway, and the offense scored 14 points. And then at the end of the game, another turnover, game-winning drive, and then they made a crucial 4th down stop to win the game. That was the good. The bad was everything in between. The offense went 5 straight possessions, gaining 20 yards. 20 yards in 5 possessions. They were just stopped cold. And the defense, despite having all these turnovers, they had 2 turnovers in the end zone because they were giving up 3rd and 13, first down, 3rd and 10, first down, 3rd and 9, it becomes a 4th and 1 at the 15-yard line. And nobody accused Mike Vrabel of being of living in his fears. He went for it from his own 15 and made it. And I think they made 4 straight 4th downs up until the very last one. So the defense was just getting shellacked. And so that was the bad. The ugly, and I think that this really impacts the offense, was the run game. Warren had 47 yards on the ground, but the Broderick Jones at times he just looks lost. He looks confused. Who does he block? And I'm not sure if it's scheme or execution or a combination of the two, but it's just completely disjointed. Now, a little bit on the positive side, Aaron Rodgers was not sacked, and they came into that game leading the league in sacks, and he avoided getting sacked, but he only had 139 passing yards. So I'm relieved that they won. There's a lot of Steeler fans that are angry that they won. I mean, because they played so poorly, but they finished strong and they ended strong, and that was the key.
Okay. Demetrius, your Lions rushed for 224 yards against the Ratbirds. Montgomery and Gibbs had 2 touchdowns each. Goff passed for a TD. You guys back on track, Demetrius?
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's really a question anymore. I don't need to do a whole soliloquy. You don't need to go off screen. I don't need to say anything. The team said it Monday night. I don't need to do a whole thing. Health is my concern. That's it. If this team stays healthy, the data's there. I don't need to do a whole speech. He already acknowledged that Jared Goff is really good. Like I have been doing this thing with people on my own podcast when I say number 6, number 7 in the league. I think it's 5 quarterbacks that I put in a different group. Mahomes, Allen, still put Lamar there, healthy Joe Burrow, and Jalen Hurts has earned the right to be there. Those dudes are in a group by themselves. Justin Herbert's knocking on the door, trying to get in that group. And then I challenge you to tell me who's definitely better than Jared Goff. Because the numbers coming into the season said he had more yards and more touchdowns than any quarterback in the league.
Why does that have to be a shot
over the last 3 years?
Why does that have to be a shot? Why does that have to be a shot on me?
Why was that a shot on you? What did I say about you?
Yeah, you're talking about you know who, and everybody knows who you're talking about. Why is that a shot?
I didn't know. I said you acknowledged that Jared Goff was a good quarterback. I don't take shots at you. I am extremely direct. The Lions are better than the Vikings. Can I be more direct? My team is one of the best 3 teams in football. Can I be more direct? Outside of getting injuries, because they, in my opinion, were the best team on paper last year.
I heard this last year. I heard the same spiel last year.
It's fine.
We'll see.
We talked last night, James, didn't we, about denial? Remember that conversation we had last night about denial? People who live in this world where facts and data don't matter to them. They feel what they feel. They think what they think. They don't care about facts and data. What I know is my team just put up 90 points in 2 games, and they haven't even played their best football yet. They left 14 points on the field last week at home against the Bears. They left 10-14 on the field Monday night in Baltimore. They haven't even played a complete game yet. And they put up 90 in the last 2 weeks. I don't have to do a big speech.
I'm a little ticked at the Lions because they gave up that last minute touchdown.
Because you picked the wrong team. You're not mad at the Lions. You're mad at yourself.
What it was how many yards Jared Goff would have. Would he be under 266 yards?
Right.
And Lamar, would he be under 238 yards?
Oh, that guy
Lamar had 210 yards with a minute and something left in the game.
We were already celebrating. We were already celebrating. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys had already celebrated. Let Mark.
Yeah.
I just walked down there for a touchdown and blew my goddamn money. But anyway.
All right. So my last statement is this. The Lions are built with a toughness where they can beat anybody anywhere. If they go play their game, it doesn't matter where the game is. It doesn't matter if it's Monday night or Sunday at noon. It doesn't matter. They're built in a way that if Goff needs to throw 5 touchdowns for us to beat you, he can. If both our backs get 2 and Goff only throws for 200 yards, we can beat you like that. If we need to sack Lamar 7 times, we can do
it. Early. It's early. We've only played a few games. Why?
All right, guys.
Like
Dave has to leave at 7:30. So
all right, I'm done. I'm done.
So we're going to get our predictions in here.
Let's do it.
All right. So starting Thursday night. Dave, recap real quick.
Okay, so from last week, let me see. I had 16 correct. Demetrius had 15 correct. Anthony had 16 correct. Don, 19 correct.
Yes, look at Hayes.
I told you. He's the
And
whisperer.
James and Bill both had 17 apiece. So through week 3, and remember, you have to answer 11 in order to win the percentage championship. But right now, I'm in 6th place with 42.7% out of 96 picks. Demetrius, you're ahead of me, 47.9%. Then we have James, you're right 50%. You're right there, 50-50. Bill got 53.1%. He had 17 out of 32 in week 3. Don, you're at 54.2%, but Anthony remains on top from weeks 1 and 3 at 54.7%. So right now he is the best in the room at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, since he's the best in the room, we'll start out with Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, we have the Seahawks giving the Cardinals 1.5, and the over-under is 43.5.
I think this could be a trap game for the Seahawks. I think the world's tallest midget is still dangerous. It's a tight game. I'm going to take Arizona, and I'm going to take the over.
Okay. And we had the Vikings giving the Steelers 2.5, and the over-under is 41.5, Mr. Scott.
Boy, that one. I'm going to take the Vikings. I think O'Connell will kind of figure a way to figure out a win. We don't have Aaron Rodgers, but we're getting that guy that was out, that receiver that was out. We're getting him back.
Addison.
Getting Addison back. See, so I think there's going to be a throwing game. The tight end game is good. So I have to take the Vikings in that, and the over. It's a low points. Vikings in the over.
Okay. Don.
So I'm going to go with the Cardinals in the under. And I'm going to take the Vikings in the over.
Demetrius.
Cardinals in the under, I agree. And I'm going to take the Vikings, but the over. I think there's going to be points there.
Okay. I'm going to take the Cardinals and the under, and I'm going to take I don't know which way to go with these guys here, but I'm gonna take the Steelers, and I'm going to say over.
Okay, so
you just couldn't go with reality, could you? You just couldn't do it.
I went with reality last week, and look what it cost me. So, Dave.
Yeah, I was impressed with Seattle, so I'm taking Seattle in the under. They really, I was impressed with their team when they played Pittsburgh, and then the reason in Arizona lost James Conner too. So
right.
But I'm taking Minnesota. I'm going to take, I think it was another Achilles or his knee, one or the other. But I'm going to take Minnesota. I just think that they have a better overall roster than Pittsburgh. And I would have preferred facing J.J. McCarthy than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz it's kind of like Sam Darnold in Minnesota. It's a veteran quarterback. He has a high career completion rate. And I think he's actually better for Minnesota than J.J. McCarthy. So I'm taking Minnesota, but I'm going to take the under. Historically, the international games have not been that high scoring. So that's why I'm going to take the under. So.
All right. Staying with you, Dave. The Chargers, they are giving the Giants 6, and the over-under is 43.5. I think Scatterboo is starting for the Giants this week, along with Dart.
Yeah. So we're going to see some wild spreads in here. I'm going to take the Chargers. So it's 6 points, but they look pretty strong. And I know Maury and Hampton. Najee Harris wasn't doing that much before he got hurt. It was unfortunately he got hurt, but he wasn't really producing. And this is giving Hampton that chance to lead Herbert pretty good. So I'm taking the Chargers, but I'm going to go with the under.
Okay. And the Eagles are giving the Bucks 3.5, and the over/under is same thing, 43.5.
I got to go with Philly, and in this case, I'm going to go with the over.
I'm gonna follow you, Dave. Mr. Scott.
So what is this? Philly and who?
Philly and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, sorry.
And who?
Philly's playing the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah. I'll take Philadelphia.
Over/under is 43.5.
I think I'll take it over. They've been scoring a lot of points in these games so far. So yeah, I'll take the over.
And
then
the Chargers.
The
Chargers are -6. They're playing the Giants, Mr. Scott, and same 43.5.
Oh yeah, I will take the Chargers. I'll take it under. I think the Giants are just totally discombobulated. Yeah, I think that's No, I don't want anything to do with them.
Don.
Yes. So Tampa Bay is home or Eagles?
Tampa Bay is home.
Ooh, okay. Eagle. I'm gonna go Eagles in the over.
Okay. And the Chargers are giving the Giants 6. Same over/under 43.
I'll go Chargers in the under.
Demetrius.
I would take the Chargers and the under, but I need to make up some ground. So I think the Bucks keep it close. They're at home. They can lose by a field goal and I win. So I'm actually taking Tampa to with the points. I do think the Eagles are going to win the game.
You're taking that hook.
I'm taking that hook, right? I'm taking that hook that Mr. Scott loves, but I'm going over. I think they're both going to score.
Okay.
Over?
Over, yes.
Okay.
Chargers, Giants.
Oh, I did that one. Chargers and the under. I don't think the Giants can score at all. No, not a lot. Starting the rookie.
All right, let's see. Staying with you, Demetrius. The Saints are getting 16.5.
Oh my God.
They're playing the Bills, and the over/under is 48.5.
Why you make me go first?
You're the stat man.
All right. So I'm going to be true to me. I'm taking 16.5 points. I don't care what the name of the team is. I'm taking 16.5. It's the NFL. They can stick around. I'm taking the Saints and the points, and I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Might not light up the whole house on fire, and maybe they'll just win.
The Bills might score 48.
No, I know. I'm so tempted to take the over. You know what? Flip me to the over. Flip me to the over. Yeah. But I do want those 16.5 points.
All right. Well, then you might like the next one.
I might not.
Because the Clowns are getting 9.5 from the Lions.
Oh, but we're putting up a 40.
And the over/under is 44.5.
Look, Dave, here's the deal. You can put me on auto pick every week, Lions over. Every week. They're going to Cleveland's got a good defense. We're putting up 35 by ourselves. This offense is good. Lions over.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening all around the world. Oh, Demetrius, sure. This is what happened to you last year, Demetrius. You just continue. You made a fool of yourself, basically.
When the Lions went 15-2, I made a fool of myself. When the Lions went 15-2, is that when I made a fool of myself?
You said they were going to win the Super Bowl. You said they were going to win the Super Bowl. They couldn't get out of the championship game. Yeah.
Mr. Scott, look, Dave has to go. He got to catch a plane tomorrow. So give us your picks here. We got the Saints getting 16.5 from the Bills. Over under is 48.5. And then you got the Clowns getting 9.5 from the Lions. And the over under is 44.5.
Okay, Bills over. And I'm taking Cleveland to cover. I'm not saying to win. So Demetrius, just settle down. I'm just saying that you'll cover.
Fence sitter.
You'll cover it. Over.
That is weak.
Well, you
cover it over.
Demetrius, you took the 16.5 now. So, Mr. Scott, what do you think about that 16.5?
Well, that's total disrespect.
You took the Bills. You took the Bills, didn't you?
That's just total disrespect.
He took the Bills.
This is a professional team, a professional team with professional people, and so that's So that's what I think about it. So
you took the Bills in the over or the under?
I took the Bills in the over. No. I took the cover, the 16.
Okay, so you took the Saints. And
no. We're getting these two games mixed up. I took the Buffalo and over.
Okay.
Buffalo's playing the Saints. They're giving
Buffalo's playing the Saints, and they're giving them 16.5.
That's fine. They're no good. They're no good. They're ain't good.
All right. Who? Don?
So I'm gonna go. I'll go Buffalo in the over. And I'm gonna go Detroit in the over.
I'm going to follow Don, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. I think it's your pick.
I'm sorry. That was Bill. Bill's been sitting backstage.
Oh, okay. Is Bill back there?
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Let me see
what were the last picks?
The Saints getting 16.5 from the Bills. Over under is 48.5. And the Clowns.
Who made the last picks?
I did.
Who was that?
What did you take?
I had the Bills in the over and the Lions in the over.
Okay. And then James, who did you take?
I followed Don.
Okay. And then I have I'm going to take Buffalo, but I'm going to take the under. I could see like a 30-0 game, something like that. And then I'm taking Cleveland in the under.
Whatever.
And they got a good defense, and I don't think that they're going to win, but I think that they might cover.
All right. Bill, how you doing? We're going to let you catch up here.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, so the first game is the Seahawks. They're getting 1.5 from the Cardinals. Over under is 43.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks and the under.
Okay. The Vikings are giving the Steelers 2.5. Over under is 41.5.
Yeah, I will take the Seahawks and the over.
Okay. The Chargers are giving the Giants 6. Over under is 43.5.
Yeah, I'll take Los Angeles Chargers and the over. I knew I'd do that, and the over.
The Eagles are giving the Bucks 3.5. Over under is 43.5.
Well, I know I'll take the over. God, I would like to take a push, but I don't think that's allowed. God, that's gonna be a tight game. Gun to my head, I'll take Philadelphia.
Okay. Over under?
I already said over. Over was the easy part.
Okay.
I said over.
Bill, let's see. The next one is the Saints getting 16.5, playing the Bills. Over under is 48.5.
I will take the Saints and the over.
The Clowns are getting 9.5. They're playing the Lions, and the over-under is 44.5.
While I do think the Lions will win, I think it'll be a weird game, and maybe there's like a defensive score by the Browns or something allows them to end up like 23-31 or something like that. So I think they find a way to deny them the cover. But yeah. And you said the over-under on that one was
44.5.
right about where I want to be. Let me see. I'll take the under.
Okay. Let's see. The Commanders are
I think we're caught up now, right?
yeah, he's caught. The Commanders are giving the Falcons 1.5, and the over-under is 44.5, Bill.
I will take the over and the Commanders.
Okay. Sticking with you, Bill, the Titans are getting 7, no hook, playing the Texans, and the over-under is 38.5.
Yes. I think it's the over. I think it's a get-right game for the Texans. The Texans have been sort of stuck in the mud. They finally get out of the mud, or they change their tires or whatever it is, and get it together versus Falcons. So yeah, I'll take them and the over.
Okay. Don, Commanders giving the Falcons 1.5, 44.5.
Hate to do this to you, Bijan, but I'm gonna have to go Commanders and the under.
The Titans playing the Texans, Don. Titans are getting 7, no hook. Over-under is 38.5.
I go Titans in the over.
Demetrius.
I will take the Commanders and the under, and I will take the Texans and the over.
Dave.
I'm going to take the Commanders in the under and Houston in the under.
I'm going to follow that, Dave. Okay, let's see. The last morning game is the Panthers getting.
We still have Anthony on those two.
Anthony, Mr. Scott.
Oh yeah, I'll kind of follow that cab with Washington under, and then I'll take the Texans and the over.
Okay, staying with you, Mr. Scott. The Panthers are getting 5.5. They're playing the Patriots. The over-under is 43.5.
I'll take Carolina in the under.
And the first of the Sunday afternoon games, Mr. Scott, the Colts are getting 3.5. They're playing the Rams, and the over-under is 49.5.
Boy, that's kind of, I've always liked the Rams, but they seem like they're on their downside now. And Indy seems to be kind of rising. I don't know, Daniel Jones, do I really want to ride Daniel Jones bandwagon? But I got to take Indianapolis, and I'll take the over.
Bill.
Okay, so the last two games you said were?
The Panthers are getting 5.5. They're playing the Patriots. The over-under is 43.5. The Colts are getting 3.5. They're playing the Rams, and the over-under is 49.5.
Oof. Okay, I'll go in reverse order. I will take the under and the Rams, and I will take. Oh boy, that's an ugly decision. Yeesh. I got a coin. You know what? I'll take the Patriots, and the over/under was 40. What?
43.5.
And the under.
I'm going to take the Patriots and the Rams, Dave, and I'm taking the under in the Pats and the over in the Colts. Don.
Give me the first game again.
The Panthers are getting 5.5, and they're playing the Patriots. The over/under is 43.5.
I'll go Panthers and then the under.
and the Colts and the Rams. Over under is 49.5. The Colts are getting 3.5.
I'll go Colts in the under.
Demetrius.
Patriots and the under, Rams and the under.
Dave.
I'm going to take Carolina in the under and Indiana in the over.
Okay. Let's see. Staying with you, Dave. The Jaguars are getting 3. No hook, just 3. Against the 49ers, and the over-under is 47.5.
Jacksonville in the under.
And then we got the Ratbirds and the Chiefs, and the over-under is 48.5. The Chiefs are the home team.
And I went back and forth on this. I'm going to take Baltimore in the under. This is an important game for Baltimore, so I'm going to take Baltimore in the under.
Demetrius.
Jacksonville and the under, Baltimore and the under.
I'm going to take Jacksonville and the under, and I'm going to take the Chiefs and the over. Mr. Scott.
Boy, I guess out of habit, I still got to roll with the Chiefs until they're knocked off. You know, nobody like Detroit's not going to knock them off. Nobody, them teams are going to knock them off. So I got to go with the Chiefs. And, boy, I'll go with the under.
Okay. And what about the Jags with only 3 against the 49ers? Over under is 47.5. Remember, the 49ers are without Bosa, and they're also without Kittle.
That's a similar thing. Taking these people on reputations, it just gets really, see, I can always go against Detroit and them kind of teams because they don't have a reputation. And so I'll go with San Francisco and the under.
Okay. We got everybody, Dave? Bill?
We need Don and Bill.
Bill?
I'll take Jacksonville in the over, and I will take the Chiefs in the over.
Don?
I'm going to go Jags in the under and Baltimore in the under.
Okay. You got mine, Dave?
I have you as Jacksonville in the under and Kansas City in the over.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Who did I leave off with? Don? Were you the last one, Don?
Yes.
Okay. The Bears giving the Raiders 1.5, and the over-under is 47.5.
Are they playing at Chicago?
Nope. They're playing at the Raiders.
Damn. Caleb screwed me last time with Dallas. You know what? I'll go black fingers, finger paint. Let's go Bears in the under.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Last one?
The other one is the Packers.
Ooh.
And they're giving the Cowboys 7. No hook, just 7. And the over-under is 47.5, just like the last one.
You know what? I'll go Packers in the over. Screw it. Screw you, Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Packers and the over also, and I'm going to take the Bears and the under. Bill?
I'll take the Bears in the over, and I will take the Packers in the under.
Demetrius?
I'll go black finger paint in the under, and the Packers and the under. Yeah.
Mr. Scott?
Well, I'll go the Bears. Mr. Fingernail Man and the over. And then I'm going to the Cowboys got to resurrect themselves. I mean, they just cannot continue to go out like this. I mean, this is just totally ridiculous. I mean, they pay this man all this damn money. They got to. So I mean, he got to earn his money. So I got to take the Cowboys in the over.
No CeeDee Lamb, Mr. Scott.
Well, and then George Pickens can't catch. I was telling you that when he was in Pittsburgh. He drops balls. He's terrible. Awful.
So,
why in the world anybody would want him? I don't even get.
So why are you picking the Cowboys?
Well, because Dak, and they somehow they got to turn it around. I mean,
somebody got to catch the ball, though, Mr. Scott.
I understand that. But if they can't turn it around now, I mean, I think this is about it for the season already. This is do or die for them. That's why I'm taking it.
Okay.
Just like it's do or die against me and Dimitri. It's do or die. One man, two men walk in, one man walks out.
Dave.
I have Chicago in the under and Green Bay in the over.
Okay, we got another doubleheader Monday night, Dave. So we got the Jets getting 3, just 3. They're playing the Finns, and the over-under is 45.5.
I think Aaron Glenn's going to have it fired up. I'm going to take the Jets in the under.
Okay, and then we have the Bungles with no Joe Burrows. They're getting 7.5. They're playing the Broncos, and the over-under is 44.5, Dave.
I'm hoping Denver wins, but I'm taking Cincinnati to cover the 7.5, and I'll take the under.
Okay. Dave, give us your final thoughts. I know you got a plane to catch in the morning.
Yeah, just 2 quick things. First, last week I got to go onto a podcast. These guys cover there's something we used to older than prime time or something like that. It's their podcast. It's an audio. But what they do is they cover they go back 50 years ago and they covered that week's Sports Illustrated edition. And so, and whoever was on the cover, and Joe Green was on the cover. So I went on with Alex Kozora and we talked about the 1975 Steelers. The thing that struck me, though, we talked about a lot of stuff, but what I noticed when I was like going through the statistics, the Steelers had 43 guys on that roster, and they finished with 43. And they had 2 guys that were on injured reserve, but they never played a game. So it sounds like they were hurt in practice and never played. But they got through 14 games plus the playoffs with 43 players. And I look at all the players going on IR today and all that, and I just wonder how these teams did it back then. I know that they played hurt, and Terry Bradshaw was getting concussed. Joe Green was having to carry Lynn Swann off of the field after against the Raiders, the Ice Bowl, but they somehow did it. So to me that was really interesting. But tomorrow I'm heading off to Dublin, and I'm looking forward to the game. There'll be a lot of Steeler fans there. I guess that there will be a lot of Vikings fans as well. But
you
really
said you got tickets, right, Dave?
Have tickets, yeah. So there's been some problems because they don't use it's Ticketmaster, but you have to use Ticketmaster Ireland, and because Ireland does not allow reselling of tickets, they didn't issue. We bought the tickets back in as soon as they announced the schedule. This was back in May. Well, they just issued the tickets a couple days ago, and people are having problems because you have to open up the whole separate account. But I do have the tickets. I'll be in at the game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Be safe.
Send us back some pictures, Dave, as always. I'm sure they won't be like the Buffalo pictures you sent, but we'll
we get
enjoy
all the
them.
picks in, James?
No, we haven't got all. Let's see.
Okay, before Dave dipped out on us, I wanted to make sure.
So go ahead, Demetrius.
For me, Jets and the under, Broncos and the over.
Final thoughts.
Oh, me. Oh, I didn't know we got off. So for me, I think that.
I got to really take off.
Yeah, I thought we were just letting Dave go early. All good.
What I'll do is I'll catch a recording or something to get the last few picks.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Have fun.
All right, cool. So one of the things, the NFL fan, and there's one on this podcast in particular who fits what I'm about to talk about, but I'm not talking about him. I'm actually talking about a dude I work with. We live and die this thing every week. We live in that. My friend who's a Bears fan, if they lose, his day is ruined. His entire Monday is shot. And I'm spending the whole day trying to talk him up. And then when they won, he's a different dude. And I think that not just because of my team in the 56 years being a fan of this team, it is we can just enjoy these games, man. Win or lose. It was nice Monday night. I enjoyed it. But my life wasn't, I still had to go to work Tuesday. So I mean, it was nice, but I still had to get up and go to work. So I think that we sometimes put so much into it. Let's just enjoy it. Like my team has only been good for 3 years. So maybe I don't know that this always been like this. I'm new to this good team shit. So maybe I didn't know. But you can just enjoy your team no matter what. When they lost game 1 to the Packers, I thought they can be better than that, but it was one game. And then when they mollywopped the Bears, I thought that was nice, but they ain't gonna do that every week. And then Monday night was just a really good football game. I'm glad they won. It was a really good football game. And I think we gotta stop going on Anthony Scott on this every week, doing this roller coaster thing. My team's gonna be good. I know they're good. I'm gonna enjoy it all year. And on the weeks they lose, I'm gonna be the same dude as the weeks they win. My life is still going to be great. I'm still blessed no matter what. I owe my friend Bill Carroll both a call and a birthday present, but it's all good because I know where he is. Let's just enjoy it. The Lions are better than the Vikings. We all know that. So we can just accept that and move on with our lives. And that's what I think we should do. Those are my final thoughts, Mr. Scott.
Sounds good. Yes, that sounds great. What a great soliloquy. What a great patriot you are. You know,
I am. Big time.
I really appreciate those comments.
Huge patriot. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm good. I'm good. So Bill, Don, feel free to go next. Whoever, Mr. Scott, you can go next. I might have left you speechless though. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, I have no problem going next. You know, I mean the Vikings. You know, this is going to be a very interesting football season. I mean, the Vikings beat the bejeebers out of Cincinnati. I mean, they just beat the bejeebers out of them. You know, it's like when you used to have toys. The kids would have all these toys, and they just beat them around, and all of a sudden the bejeebers come out of the toys. You know, all kind of little, I don't know, cotton and all that stuff comes out of the toy. That's the way that beating was. So I think the defense is going to be good, and I think I'm looking for a very, very good Viking season. I'm just leery of Carson Wentz. I don't know about this quarterback thing, how this is going to go. So, I mean, that's what makes the game good. And I have to agree with Demetrius. You know, I mean, you can get worked up about the game, but the next day it's over. I got other things to do.
You got a really good coach, though. You got a really good coach. You guys will be fine.
We got a good coach. So, you know, you got a good coach. You know, I mean, I was down on him. But he takes chances. I mean, the big thing about your coach, though, is what I see is the guys play for him. You know, the guys are really in tune with what he's doing. You know, and I don't know what it is. I mean, some people have it, some people don't. I mean, some people are James Brown, some people are Prince, some people are Michael Jackson. Some people have it and some people don't. And that's what I see about the Lions, that they play for the coach. O'Connell's a good man, too, but boy, when you're picking up people, you know, during the course of the run, it's a tough deal. It's a tough deal. So But we'll see. I still think we're better than the Lions, though.
It'll be fun. It's going to be fun all season. Mr. King, you're muted. I don't know if you know that. Yes, sir, you are. I guess we're taking over the show. Bill, you want to go next with your final thoughts?
I guess.
I guess I'm the new host of the show.
So on this day, in the year of our Lord, 1957, the Brooklyn Dodgers played their last and final game in Venerable Ebbets Field. And that was important, I guess, to Brooklynites, and which technically speaking, my father was.
Guys, can we get some picks, please? Can we get some picks, please? Starting with Mr. Scott with that soliloquy that you went through. We already got your final thoughts. So can we get your last 2 picks?
I did mine before he left.
Yes,
mine were Jets in the under.
I got yours, Demetrius. I need Mr. Scott's.
Okay.
So what? Who is it? Carolina, Indiana?
Nope. It's Jets and Dolphins.
After all that talking, you forgot? Are you sure? We're talking about the Jets getting 3 against the Dolphins. The over-under is 45.5.
Well, I'm going to take Miami. I just can't bury a team right now. Jets. I don't know a thing about the Jets. They ain't no good. And so I'm just going to take Miami and the over.
All right. And the Bungles, as you so eloquently talked about how your Vikings finally beat them. Let's see. The Bungles are getting they're getting 7. They're getting 7.5, and they're playing the Broncos, and the over/under is 45.5.
Yeah, Denver will annihilate them just like the Vikings did, and they'll go under.
Okay.
They're no good.
Bill, give me your picks and your final thoughts.
I will follow that cap. I'm in full agreement with the gentleman from the land of 10,000 lakes.
All right.
As I was saying, on this day, in the year of our Lord, 1,957 years, 1957, the Brooklyn Dodgers, formerly the Superbas, formerly the Bridegrooms, and at one point even the Robins, if you want to go back into their history of that team, finally the Trolley Dodgers, which is really shortened to Dodgers, played their last and final game in Venerable Ebbets Field. And, of course, this mattered to all Brooklynites, which technically speaking, my late father, he was born in Brooklyn, in Brownsville, though he grew up in Virginia. And he had as his maximum sports hero, his number one sports hero was Jack Roosevelt Robinson. And while he continued to follow the Dodgers when they moved to the West Coast, it was never quite the same. And my father's love for baseball didn't diminish, but I think a level of passion that he once felt for the game diminished as well. And as I've mentioned before, the social importance of Jack Robinson will never, ever, ever be forgotten, hopefully. But I think people forget just how great an athlete he was. I mean, when people make lists of the greatest all athletes of all time and I don't see his name on them, it bothers me because this is a person who would have been the odds-on favorite to win at least a couple of gold medals in the Olympics. Could have been a professional football player, probably would have been one of the better professional football players of his era. People who saw him play football were amazed. I mean, this is when 5'11", 3/4, and 207 pounds was a bigger person than it is now, obviously. And he outran everybody, right? The only people he ever played with or against that he couldn't outrun was his own younger brother, Mackie, who did win a silver medal in the Olympics in the 200 meters. So the Robinson brothers, were unbeatable. But he was such a great athlete that he basically saw tennis as a teenager, right? For the first time, watched people play tennis, played a little bit, and then won a Negro Juniors title, barely understanding the rules of the game. That's the kind of athlete he was. And his social/political importance, though his legacy is complex, he clashed at times with younger Black activists and revolutionaries and was a staunch Republican, though he definitely had some tough times towards the end of his life. He and Nixon clashed towards the end of his life, but I just hope that people remember, one, what an amazing connection the Dodgers had to Brooklyn. No offense to the Yankees and the Bronx, but when the Yankees had their off-season jobs, they didn't have them in the Bronx. They were in Manhattan. That's where they were selling suits and selling insurance and whatever. But the Brooklyn Dodgers would have jobs as gym teachers in Brooklyn, right? They would be working at boutiques in Brooklyn or whatever in Brooklyn. Like their roots were so deeply ingrained. And Brooklyn is still a great place. And I lived in Crown Heights for 7.5 years, but it's not the same. And many times I would visit the site where Ebbets Field used to be, and I have pictures somewhere of the plaque that I sent to my father while he was still alive. But I hope that when the story of all of this is told, that people will remember that at one point, Brooklyn was the center of the baseball universe, at least in part because of the Brooklyn Dodgers. And that is my final thought.
If I can just add one thing, there is a documentary called Ghosts of Flatbush.
Yes.
Must see.
It
is one of my top 2 or 3 favorite sports documentaries of all time. Ghosts of Flatbush is worth it.
Don, take us home here. Your picks and final thoughts.
So I'll go Dolphins in the under.
Okay.
And what's the other one? The Bronx? No, wait.
The Bungles against the Broncos. The Broncos are giving the Bengals 7.5, and the over/under is 44.5.
I go Bronx in the under.
And your final thoughts? Well, let me get mine. I'm taking the Jets, and I'm taking the Broncos. I'm taking the over on the Broncos and the under on the Jets. The Jets. So, final thoughts, Don.
So, final thoughts. We touched on just a little bit earlier about the firing of Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. Yes. As y'all know, I think y'all should be common knowledge that my nephew actually played for Gundy at Oklahoma State. Good friends with Mason Rudolph. And so he knew Tyreek Hill before Tyreek got kicked off. But anyway, I think Oklahoma State is the poster child of what happens when NIL and transfer portal meet. I'll give you an example. I don't know if y'all ever been to Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas is one of the ugliest cities in the world. No, not the world. One of the ugliest cities in North America, right?
Much better.
Stillwater isn't much better. Okay. Stillwater is a little bit smaller. There is more grass and trees in Stillwater than in Lubbock. Lubbock has tarantulas, scorpions, and sand. But here's the thing. Oklahoma State had a very wealthy benefactor named T. Boone Pickens, who died a few years ago. And there's no booster in Oklahoma State willing to pony up the money. Texas Tech, hard to get recruits there, but they have a billionaire, Dave Campbell, and he bought them a pitcher in softball, almost won the national championship, and he's buying himself a football team. Oklahoma State just fired their coach. I think they're 1-3, 1-4 right now, and then Tech is undefeated. So just to show you what money can do. So, Coach Gundy, he's I'll always be appreciative that he gave Austin a chance to shine, and Austin loved the guy, and I hate to see him go out that way. I wish he could choose his own path, but on the other hand, he's been making some coin just sitting doing nothing. I've actually drove by his house once. He lives outside Stillwater. He has his own hunting lease, so he can go hunt and fish and do all that stuff that they do in Oklahoma and get paid to do it. So God bless you, Coach. Thanks for everything.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we got through another Wednesday evening, and I appreciate everybody, and I'm looking forward to next week. Uh, so have a good night, and let's enjoy the games that are taking place this weekend. Uh, so, Mr. Scott, we're going to have either there'll either be tears or else there'll be a ringing and gnashing of teeth. This either by you or by me. So we'll see how that works out.
It'll be very exciting, very exciting. I usually come up on top. I just wanted you and Demetrius to know that. I mean, my record is very sterling. I have a very sterling record. Victories. I have trophies lined up around the house. I beat this guy. He was this judge, a friend of mine. I think he's so great because he's a judge and he makes calls in tennis because he thinks he can make the call because he's a judge. Well, I beat him in chess in 3 moves. And so his wife was there when I beat him. And so he's been begging for a rematch. And I'm like, I should call Guinness Book of Records. I beat you in 3 moves. And he says he's some kind of championship at the Michigan State Law School. He was beating everybody in chess. And I beat him in 3 moves. He's demanding a rematch. Why would I give him a rematch?
I got a guy, Mr. Scott, that was on my show last night. His name is Masada. He says he knows a little bit about chess. Maybe I hooked it to
I'm not defending any. I'm not defending. I retired a champion emeritus.
Oh,
if you beat
okay,
somebody
okay.
with 3 moves, if you beat them in 3 moves, I got to call Guinness Book of Records to see if anybody's ever even done that. Because
you really need to call somebody about 3 moves. I got to see that one. But anyway, have a good night, everybody, and I'll see everybody next week. Y'all have a good
one. I'm the best in here. All right.
Have a good night.
All right. Mr. Scott, you got to come on our Monday show. I'll see you. Bill, you was a little late tonight, huh?
Well, I had another commitment. I texted you.
Yeah, I know. Was this your documentary? Is it out yet, or are you?
Oh no, it's not out yet, but they're editing it. This was something different. This was it's a ranking, like a top 10 ranking show or whatever. But I don't do that one very often. But they needed me because they had a hole. They had to fill. So I get pulled in whenever they come up short.
All right. Well, hey, man. Always good seeing you. And like I said, I hope to get you on one of our Tuesday shows.